You already saw the title of the video, so let's just get right into it.
Making her
Making her
thoughts.
thoughts.
Making her
Making her
thoughts.
thoughts.
As promised, this week we are going to start our journey of discussing the Barbie movies. Now, without further ado, let's first look at the story Barbie and the Nutcracker. We meet our main Barbie character, Clara. She wants to go out and see the world, but is not yet old enough to make decisions like this for herself. Since her parents passed, her grandfather is her legal guardian. He's a pretty strict and traditional man who believes Clara should have a more rational approach to life. This is why she creates a special bond with her aunt, who is an adventurer, and anytime they meet, she tells her niece of the amazing places she's been to. On Christmas, she gives Clara a nutcracker. That night, the Nutcracker comes to life and fights off the mice army which barges in the room. They fend them off, but Clara is shrunk by the Mouse King. She is given a necklace that can send her back home if she opens the locket once she finds the Sugar Plum Fairy. This fairy is said to be stronger than the Mouse King's magic, so she could reverse any spell he's ever cast. And so Clara and the Nutcracker embark on an adventure. They meet Major Mint and Captain Candy. Major Mint has a huge dislike for the previous king, Eric, who is said to have been lazy and arrogant. We even hear a kid saying that they are better off without him. Captain Candy does try to lower the tension on this because he used to be friends with Prince Eric. Clara figures out that the Nutcracker is in fact Prince Eric. The Nutcracker chooses to hide his true identity due to the shame of his past. He admits to have been a terrible king before and that he doesn't feel he deserved to be one anymore. Clara tries to make him feel better, telling him that the things that he is doing now don't align with the man he used to be, but Eric still doesn't find himself worthy. He wants to free his people of the tyrant as a way to repay them. There's also this character called Pim. He is a bat and the king's right hand man, animal, bat. Anyway, and he does literally everything. He's a spy and carries out most of the tasks. The poor bat is just overworked. He is also comic relief. I genuinely love his lines, and honestly, his animation, the way he's flying, is so chaotic, it fits perfectly. In a trap set by Pim, the team gets imprisoned except for Clara. The girl actually thinks of using the necklace to go back home, but decides that she can't just leave her friends. Additionally, if she were to go now, she would come back home the size that she is at currently, which is very tiny. So she goes to the castle to free them. She finds the cell in which they are locked, gets rid of the guards, but then enters and finds out that there's nobody in there. Why would an empty cell be guarded? She reaches out but realizes that she can't get to the other end of the room, which is when she figures out that her friends were put behind an invisible, soundproof wall, which she breaks down. Now, with all of them back together, they go in the yard to stop the Mouse King. The mouse is shrunk and Eric is almost killed in the process. Clara kisses Eric, which turns him back into a human, and this is when Clara actually has a transformation of her own, as the prince realizes she was in fact the Sugar Plum Fairy. Then we get this gorgeous sequence of pas de deux, and like other ballet Barbie movies, they used motion capture animation to bring the dance better to the screen. They hired actual professional ballet dancers and used their moves directly in the film. Clara's necklace is accidentally opened, which sends her back to the human world. But Eric finds his way back to her, and they live happily ever after. Now that we got the movie description out of the way, we can begin to analyze the characters, shall we? Clara. She starts out as a dreamer who does not believe she can join the Nutcracker and defeat the king. But, as Eric said, she helped him tremendously in the journey. She even had the option to return when she was all alone, but chose not to. This symbolizes her inner strength that she only needed the courage to find. In my opinion, her size represents her confidence and the journey to believing in herself. That is why she can always return, but only if she finds the sugar plum fairy will she get back her height. So, since she is the sugar plum fairy, she had to just find the courage within her. As Kelly said at the end of the movie, so if Clara hadn't been brave, she never would have found out she was a princess. Eric. We don't see him before he gets turned into a nutcracker, but we do hear of what he was like. He was put on the throne at a young age and was not fit to be king. He was lazy and arrogant, and the people just did not like him. Because he was so inexperienced, he didn't even get the magic scepter, but his royal advisor did, the mouse. It was not too difficult for the mouse to overthrow the king and get the kingdom for himself. Eric regretted his actions deeply, and, as a way to repay his people, he decides to free them of the Mouse King. When his friend Captain Candy asks what happened to Prince Eric, the Nutcracker implies that the king killed him. Through Clara, he is able to regain his confidence, and only becomes king because his people saw his selflessness. Therefore, we can say that Eric has an arc of his own. The Mouse King is a villain that, in my opinion, the current media is missing. He is evil just because he is evil. There is no tragic backstory or anything, just pure tyranny. In my opinion, it is important to have characters like this, but also those with backstories. It just seems like every bad person has some explanation to their behavior. In real life, there are many people who are simply bad and that's it, so having characters like this in movies is actually accurate. But just because there is no backstory, I don't feel he was lazily written either. He's a well-written character and is a great villain for the film. As stated previously, I find Pim hilarious. He is genuinely loyal to the Mouse King no matter what. He is flying him after he got overthrown by Clara and Eric. There's one line that I love when Pim directs a rock giant created by the Mouse King to destroy the opposing team. I'm as blind as a bat, but even I can see them. Honestly, I would encourage you to watch the film just for his lines. With all this being said, we have reached the end of the video. This was the first of many videos to come in my Barbie movie series. As stated in the previous video, the old Barbie movies feel magical. They have magical characters or objects and are set in a historical time period. All of these items are checked off the list, making Barbie and the Nutcracker a film that truly belongs to its era. So this is it for this video. Next week, Barbie as Rapunzel. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and to click on the notification bell to know when I post a new video. Until next time, bye!